Solar power now provides around 3% of the world's electricity, which is a step forward. But did you know that floating solar power has the potential to supply almost 50% of worldwide electricity demand?
Are you serious?
According to the National Renewable Energy Laboratory of the US Department of Energy, it can.
Oh, I see.
So, watch today's video to learn more about how floating solar power can provide half of the world's electricity consumption. Let's begin. Solar power has witnessed remarkable expansion in recent years, as well as promised technological and cost advances. Solar power currently provides around 3% of the world's electricity, and it's a massive multinational sector with $141 billion spent in 2019. According to a conceivably market-changing new study from the US Department of Energy's National Renewable Energy Laboratory, connecting floating solar arrays to existing hydropower reservoirs around the globe that can alter the course of the world's energy by meeting almost 50% of the total electricity demand. According to Nathan Lee, who was the lead author of the study, this does not represent what could be economically feasible or what the markets could actually support. Rather, it is an upper bound estimate of feasible resources that considers water body constraints and generation system performance. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory identified 379,068 freshwater hydropower reservoirs throughout the world that might be used to house floating solar panels. Solar energy combined with hydropower and floating reservoirs might fulfill approximately half of the world's electrical consumption. Solar panels installed atop 379,000 of the world's current hydro reservoirs may provide up to 7.6 terawatts of electricity, according to the National Renewable Energy Laboratory. It's worth noting that the output of the hydro plant is not included in this computation. A spike in generation would go a long way toward meeting the world's power demands, which were estimated to be slightly over 22,300 terawatt hours in 2018. Experts argue that to meet such a goal, we'll need to tackle a slew of issues, including how current panels are restricted and how much sunlight they can convert into power, among other things, which we'll go into later. However, before we tell you, kindly subscribe to our channel with notifications so you do not miss out on any of our content. So here are 3 things that would help advance solar power if we can find a solution. Number 3. Better material for panels. Traditional silicon panels have the drawbacks of being expensive and inefficient. However, solar energy is predicted to improve dramatically with the assistance of perovskites, a mineral made of calcium, titanium, and oxygen. Perovskite panels can be built in extremely thin layers, need less material, and require a less energy-intensive method when manufacturing. Perovskite panels increase from 2% to 25%, outperforming the finest silicon panels present. Researchers at Oxford Photovoltaics Limited are seeking to enhance perovskites by stacking them on top of silicon panels, a technique known as tandem cells. Number 2. Improving storage. Because there is no storage, energy must be produced and used, which may necessitate system operators shutting down or reducing some supply to avoid overgeneration and grid stability issues. On the other side, there may be occasions when solar output is low, but demand for electricity is high, such as after sunset or on cloudy days. When some of the sun's energy is stored, grid operators may utilize it whenever they need it, even after the sun has set. For a region like Africa where the sun shines brightly, solar power storage is projected to be high. However, despite the great solar potential, solar power penetration in Africa's energy sector remains low. So what can be done to help? There is a project under progress. Stay with us and we'll inform you later. Solar and storage can provide backup power in the case of a power loss. This is especially crucial in West Africa, where power shortages are a usual occurrence. They can keep important infrastructure operating to ensure that critical services like communications are always available. Number 1. Assisting solar to remain afloat. Floating solar panels on lakes and seas is one option for increasing solar installation that is yet to be extensively used. The water keeps the panels cooler, enhancing performance by 5 to 10%. The use of water to install these panels avoids the challenge of procuring land for large-scale projects. Floating solar panels can also be powered by hydropower and integrated into the electricity system. Solar panels may be installed on your roof, on a piece of land, or almost wherever else they are fastened to anything substantial. However, there are only a limited number of solid areas in which they may be installed. To combat climate change, we'll need a lot more renewable energy systems to replace fossil fuels in our electrical mix. The natural cooling effect of water is one of the advantages of floating solar. Because of the evaporative cooling impact of water, solar panels perform better at cooler temperatures. In addition, there would be no need for land area with floating solar, which would increase electricity generation. Also, evaporation and algal growth are reduced, and the well-organized PV arrays are a gorgeous area that attracts many people and provides tourist advantages. In Africa, power is scarce, making it difficult to connect off-grid homes and electrify rapidly rising economies. Due to protracted droughts, hydroelectrically, which has long been a backbone of power delivery, is failing in many countries. Africa, on the other hand, has nearly double the potential of Europe in terms of solar resources. Many of the continent's hydroelectric dams have reservoirs that flood large areas of flat land. As a result, they are both big land grabbers and evaporative water loss victims. For example, the Akosombo Dam in Ghana has lost more than half of its water. A feasible solution to these enormous losses in solar panels is in the works. According to a press statement, G8 Subsea has been awarded a contract to install a full turnkey 65-megawatt floating solar system at a hydro project in West Africa. The hydro project and the company for which the solar project is being developed is known as the Bui Hydro Plant, which is administered by the Bui Power Authority in Ghana. The facility is located on the has a capacity of 400 megawatts. Thank you for joining us today as we shed light on how floating solar power could supply half of the global electricity demand. We hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a like to help the channel out.